Hi guys, I'm Ram Agarwal. You are watching my channel 52 Pixels. Let's get started. Hi guys, in today's tutorial we are going to see how to fake a 3D or how to make a 2.5D graphic using paths. So earlier in yesterday's tutorial we saw how to use the mixer brush, and then using that mixer brush we just drew a text using our mouse. So yesterday we just drew a text, and today what we are going to do is today we are going to use paths. Instead of a brush or a shape, we are going to use a path and then fill that path using that 2.5D you can say mixer brush. And let's see how to do that now in Photoshop. So well, this is the thing that we studied yesterday. This is the background, and I already plotted this ellipse, and I duplicated this ellipse and I converted into a raster image. If you haven't seen that video yet, you can just go to this I tab over here in the right hand side corner, and there I have suggested you to watch that video. Please watch that video and then come back over here to learn the more funnier trick and easier trick using the same brush. So now to start working with this, what we are going to do is, again I have to sample this one, so I can just go to the color mixer brush and make sure that I'm working on this layer which says ellipse 1 copy. I'll increase the brush size to around this one. I'll press the alt key and I'll sample this shape. So I've got this shape sampled. Now that the gradient and the shape is sampled, what I can do is just I can just go to this pen tool, and yours might be looking somewhat like this. It's the normal paint tool, but we are not going to use the pen tool. What we are going to use is just long tap over there and you find the tool called as Curvature Pen Tool. So using that tool we are going to draw the shapes that we need. So to do that, I can just start by plotting a point over here. You don't have to drag your mouse, you don't have to press and hold the mouse keys, you can just relax, just plot a point over here, plot your second point over here and the third point over here, and as you can see, magically it has just turned into a smooth curve that we wanted. Now again tap on a point over here and a point over here and one more around here. So we've got the shape of a 3. Just the thing is that it is too much curved, so for that what I can do is just tap on the alt key, press and hold the alt key and then just make a click, and as you can see now it is a corner. So now I've got the shape of a number 3. What I can do is go to paths, and as you can see I've got the path. But yeah, before you start working, yours might be set to a shape which I don't want, so make sure that you go to path and you get your path. So this is the path, you can find it in the paths column. You might be working with the layers column, go to the paths column and you can find the path. Now again go to layers and just add a new layer so that whatever we work with the path gets saved on a new layer. So now go to the path and just double click on this and we name it as 3 so that we understand what shape it is. Now I can just right click on 3 and here I have the option called as stroke path. So I can just tap on stroke path, and under tool yours might be set to pencil. Make sure that you go to the mixer brush over here, because we sampled this color in the mixer brush, and once we tap on OK, it is just going to simulate a pressure. So as you can see over here, it has simulated a pressure. Why? Because I'll just again go to stroke path, and here I just tapped on simulate pressure, so it is going to simulate that pressure. If I didn't tap on that, it is going to look somewhat like this. So before working with that, I'm going to show you how to work with the pressure in brushes. You can just go to any brush that you want. So let's go to the mixer brush tool, and here we have the brush settings, or if you don't have the brush settings over here, you can just go to Windows and you can tap you can just find the option called as brushes over here, and it is going to open this tab. I can just go to the brush settings. So first go select a brush that is the hard round pressure size brush. Now go to brush settings. We have shape dynamics. Under shape dynamics, yours might be set to control as off. So just tap on the control option and tap on the option of pen pressure. It is going to create that pen pressure. minimum diameter is set to 0%, that's why it got a pointy end. If you want a little rounded end, you can just tap on the slider and increase it to around 5 to 10% depending upon your requirements. And make sure that all this jitters, angle jitter, size jitter, and the roundedness jitter is set to 0%. And I guess in brush tip shape we have something called a spacing, so make sure that the spacing is set to 1%, because the more spacing you have, the more kind of jagged your brush looks. You don't want a jagged brush, just make the spacing as 1% and it is going to be really smooth. Now let's reduce the size, because in previous one that we tried, the size was too big for us. So I guess this is the proper size that we can work with. Again, make sure that you are working on a new layer. Go to path, right click, stroke path, tap on simulate pressure, because we want the pressure to be simulated. It looks really good as if it has been hand drawn or something. And once done, you can just click on OK. And as you can see, the pressure has been simulated over here. If I just uncheck this path layer, as you can see over here, it doesn't have a pointy end as it had before. Now it has a little rounded end both at this side, this one, and this corner as well. So we've got the shape of 3. Now what we have to do is again create a new layer. As you can see on this layer, we got the 3D or the fake 3D of 3. Now we want to add a new number or a new shape, so we can just tap on this plus icon and create a new layer. Same way, go to paths, again tap on plus icon and it is going to create a new path. Now I want to work with a new shape, so I can just tap on the pen tool and again I can just start by plotting a point over here, one over here, and same way we are just going to work on with all these points and then plot it over here. So we've got the new number, that is 8, and it's looking again very smooth, and we don't have to work around with the mouse very much because we just plotted the points and Photoshop did the rest of the work, so we didn't have to struggle with drawing the perfect shape. So now as you can see, the shape has been drawn. Moreover, the path has been drawn because we have selected the path. Now you can just tap on this one and rename it as 8 so that we remember what layer it is. Now again, go to layers, make sure that you are working on a new layer. Go to paths, right click, stroke path, make sure that simulate pressure is on, mixer brush tool is what you are working with, and click on OK. So as you can see, even now the brush has worked properly, even at this end. If you see, I'll just zoom in. So as you can see over here, the brush looks very smooth and it looks very fluid, but moreover it doesn't have that sharp tip that we were avoiding. It is now having a rounded tip and it is joining well at both the points, and that's what we wanted. So now I can just work around with these layers and make them look even more attractive. So I can just tilt this 8 somewhat like this, and I'll take it over here, and I'll tilt the 3 as well a little towards the right. So now I've got my text of 3 and 8. What I want to do is I just want to make an interlocking pattern, somewhat like a chain. So I'll just press Ctrl plus J to duplicate the layer of 8, and one layer I can just drag it underneath the layer of 3. So what is going to happen is this: I'm just going to layer 2, go to the mask, make sure that you are working with the normal brush tool and the color is black, and you can just paint this region out. So now as you can see, it is looking like this 3 is a normal number and this 8 is the number that is changed, like it is kind of in a chain with the 3 number, and some part of it is behind the 3 number and some part of that is behind in front of the 3 number. So it is looking really impressive and kind of a different style of a design altogether. So you can work with this very easily because that's a you can say that's a path tool, and you didn't have to work with your mouse, and the pressure is simulated quite well, so you don't have to work with the pressure of the brush or redoing with the mouse, and that's stuff that is relieved. And you can definitely work around with this in other designs as well or other gradients, but make sure that you use this brush, which is called as the color mix-up brush, and you sample that color, because that is the most necessary part of that. So well, that's it for today guys. If you found the video to be helpful, please like the video, and in case of any queries or suggestions, please feel free to reach out to me through the comments. With that being said, it's me Ram Agarwal signing off for the day. See you in the next one. Thank you.